Coming up on NewsWatch Ole Miss, police in Amory are investigating a deadly shooting that left one person dead.
Hey Rebels, it's currently 73 degrees with partly cloudy skies, and I hope you've gotten a chance to enjoy the nice weather outside today because we're preparing for some severe storm potential later this evening. Keep watching to hear what to expect and how to prepare.
And in case you missed it, we will have a recap of the State of the Union address last night. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Verlicia Gavin.
I'm Kyle Wakefield. We have some severe weather coming our way. Our weather anchor, Mackenzie Cox, has more info on what to expect tonight and the rest of the week. Mackenzie?
Let's take a look at how this is all going to roll out tonight. As you can see, we are in the level 2 or slight risk area. And that means that we have a possibility for short-lived storms that are not going to be widespread, but that doesn't mean we should let our guard down, as intense and isolated storms are still possible. As you can see, the timing for all of this is 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, with the ideal time for severe weather falling between 7 and 9. So please keep that in mind as you make your evening plans. As you can see with our threat levels, we really have all threats possible tonight, but our main concerns are going to be damaging winds with gusts of up to 60 miles per hour, and also the potential for a few brief tornadoes across the region. So what should you do about all of this? Well, here are some severe storm safety tips. First, you're going to want to have a plan for seeking shelter. Generally, you want to put as many walls between you and any potential tornado as possible. So a basement or an interior room on the lowest level is going to be your safest bet. And then unplug any unnecessary appliances and electronics. This will help with potential power overloads. And lastly, have multiple ways to receive warnings. Do not rely solely on outdoor sirens. Stay weather aware and continue watching to hear more about tonight's conditions.
Well, thanks, Mackenzie. Well, Kyle, it seems like we better stay inside tonight and stay nice and comfortable in our four walls at home.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Right. I agree, 100%. One person is dead, another is arrested. This is after a shooting in Amory last night, happening less than a mile from a school. The Amory police received a call around 6:30 last night about shots fired. Police made it to the scene in about 3 minutes. EMS, fire departments, and Monroe County sheriffs also responded. The suspect has been identified, but Lieutenant Detective Andy Long says they are not releasing the name of the victim yet.
Individuals know each other. There's been some past conflict based on the information we received from family members. They drove both to that location. I don't know where they were prior to this. Yeah. You know, it's not very far away from one of the person's homes.
First responders rushed the victim to Gilmore Amory Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police say the suspect took off, but the community actually helped identify the suspect. And then that person eventually turned themselves in.
Last night, President Joe Biden delivered his annual State of the Union address. Reporter Cameron Hess has joined us in the studio to give us a recap on some key moments from that night. Cameron, what should we know?
This year's address was set up differently than the past 2 years, as the new Speaker of the House, Republican Kevin McCarthy, sat behind President Biden.
Congratulating the 118th Congress and the new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy.
The 73-minute speech had several key takeaways. Healthcare, infrastructure, and the economy were the topics Biden spent the most time speaking on. He also briefly covered how he plans to veto national abortion bans and address the recent threats from China.
As we made clear last week, if China threatens our sovereignty, we will act to protect our country, and we did.
Biden also made calls for unity, However, clear divisions were shown between Republicans and Democrats. Remarks made by Biden regarding the GOP's thoughts on Medicare sparked a huge negative reaction, filled with boos from the Republicans.
I'm saying it's a majority of you. I don't even think it's even a significant, but it's being proposed by individuals. I'm not politely not naming them, but it's being proposed by some of you.
Throughout the address, Biden used the phrase, "finish the job," multiple times. It's possible he used this speech as a foundation for a potential upcoming re-election campaign announcement. For the latest updates, make sure to stay tuned in here at NewsWatch. I'm Cameron Hass. Veralika, back to you.
Well, thank you, Cameron. Up next, we talk to Ole Miss professors and students about the TikTok ban and the university Wi-Fi.
And events are happening all over campus. More ahead on NewsWatch.
Does it ever seem like some people are actually trying to destroy the planet? And the rest of us are like, hey, we need this planet. Some people may be slow to learn, but they'll eventually get the message.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
When you have a hole in your neck, don't face the shower head.
Suction out your tube before you eat. Crouch. Don't bend over. You don't want to lose the food in your stomach. Don't use spray paint.
Be very careful shaving.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Legacy isn't just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again! I'm going to lock the vault! Hotty toddy!
I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to bring them to their feet.
I'm going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Is TikTok on its way out? It's now banned on all devices and networks on public universities. Reporter Graham Farrell has more on how this is affecting professors and students here at Ole Miss.
Governor Tate Reeves banned state employees from accessing TikTok on any government-issued device, a decision based on fears that the Chinese government could access their personal information.
You know, it drives back to the notion of ownership. Who owns TikTok? The fact that the Chinese government owns such a controlling stake in Tencent.
IMC professor Jason Kane says this decision impacts classes where students are asked to create TikTok content.
We don't want to go out and tell our students to do anything that's, getting them in trouble.
Students are still able to use TikTok when not connected to the campus network, but they still think this ban is an issue.
Personally, it's really helpful to me because I pay more attention in class, but I understand the reasonings behind it, especially politically. That's very concerning.
It takes me a little because I like to kind of get on TikTok and kind of de-stress and watch different videos, but I mean, it does help me pay attention more in class.
Mississippi State Representative Becky Curry introduced House Bill 279 that would turn Governor Reeves' ban into state law, but this has yet to be discussed further. I'm Graham Farrell, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
We'll keep you updated on how Mississippi officials will handle TikTok regulations in the future.
Tonight, the Overby Center is hosting their first event of the spring semester. The event will feature a panel on digital threats to democracy. These threats include digital challenges like artificial intelligence, online conspiracy theories, deepfakes, and more. It will begin at 5:30 at the Overby Auditorium in the School of Journalism and New Media. The panel will feature ProPublica's Andy Kroll, UM Journalism Dean Andrea Hickerson, and Professor R.J. Morgan will also be there to moderate.
Is one that I put together, and I thought it was an important issue because so many of the things that are impacting our democracy are not things that were even around like 10 years ago. And so how we're as a society navigating, there's always been conspiracies, but online conspiracies that sort of spiral upwards and out of control, deep fakes and not being able to believe what you see or hear, and narrative AI, artificial intelligence, people, guiding conversations through multiple bot accounts and all that kind of stuff. It's just the challenges to our democracy are pretty significant.
And now here's Mackenzie Cox with another look at what to expect this evening.
The temperatures will be taking a dip. We'll be reaching 46 degrees, and you can expect a lot of rain this evening. We have showers and thunderstorms, winds coming up with gusts up to 35 miles per hour. So hear more about the wind advisory and any possible storm watches this evening.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. That's what white people think.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Two flashlights.
What's up, champ? Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you.
Well, good evening, Rebels. I hope you got a chance to enjoy the nice weather today. It was 73 degrees, and right now we're seeing some cloud coverage moving in as we prepare for severe weather tonight. You see we have winds coming from the southeast at 13 miles per hour and a 40% chance of precipitation, which is only set to increase. And so here, let's see, we're going to keep going. But tonight, it will definitely be getting a little more severe. So let's take a look at the region first, and let's see how we're ranging from 68 to 73, with Oxford actually being the warmest. South Haven and Holly Springs sitting at 70, and they're also going to be accompanying us in that level 2 threat tonight. Corinth and Tupelo, a little bit cooler. They're going to be at a level 1 risk. So the Severe Weather Center is really going to be on our side of the state tonight. Our current temperature, let's see. having some technical issues. But tonight's forecast is going to be 46 degrees because as this cold front moves in, and that's really the reason for those storms, the temperature is going to have to drop. You will expect showers and thunderstorms. There's just no getting around that tonight. Winds coming in at a base level of 15 to 35 miles per hour and gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That wind advisory is going to start at 6 p.m. tonight and it's going to go through 12 noon tomorrow. So be prepared for that as you head outside and make plans. Precipitation 100%. And then tomorrow's forecast, I do bring good news for you. It'll be 59 degrees and partly sunny, so that precipitation chance is falling to 6%. Good news for all of us. Winds calming down 5 to 15 miles per hour, nothing to be too concerned about tomorrow. And it looks like all of the region will share in this good fortune as we range from the upper 60s to, or the lower 60s to the upper 50s, and low rain chances all around. It's going to shape up to be a really nice day tomorrow. And then for our 5-day forecast, it's looking like this will continue for the week. You have upper 50s on Thursday and Friday, with Saturday bringing our greatest chance for rain in the weekend, and Sunday and Monday turning right around to be a good start to your week. Yes, it's certainly not going to be the best weather tonight. It would not be a fun night to be sitting outdoors watching a game.
No, ma'am, it wouldn't.
Well, I'm glad. I don't think there's a sporting event tonight happening, is there?
No events tonight, but coming up in sports here, Ole Miss baseball fans camp out for a space in right field, and the Ole Miss men's basketball team grabs a big SEC win against Georgia. I'll have this and more up next in sports.
Creating a legacy takes time. Takes dedication, spirit, and a greater vision. That vision starts here at the University of Mississippi. What will you be remembered by? Your character, your contributions, your friendship. Your legacy will define who we are now and who we are becoming for our state, our students, and our future. Ole Miss, build your legacy.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride? Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
After picking up the second most wins in program history last season, the Ole Miss softball team has their eyes set on winning this year's College World Series. NewsWatch reporter Aiden Gallardo has more on the excitement surrounding this year's team.
The first time since 2020, the Ole Miss softball team is starting the season ranked number 25 in the D1 softball preseason poll.
We're excited about this team and the potential that we do have, and we've worked really hard.
The team garnered an impressive 41-19 record last season, and although they lost some of their key players on offense, this year's signing class is ranked third in the country. Head coach Jamie Traxel says there's plenty to be excited about.
What excites us about this team, because we've worked really hard at it, is we feel really balanced in multiple areas, from pitching to defense to base running to offense, and even our offense has the ability to be a little bit more speed or a little bit more power. And so,
coming back for the Rebels is senior outfielder Tate Whitley, who was a big part of last year's offense.
Will always try to be the best teammate and best team leader that I can be. But if I had one personal goal, I would say I'm going for my Amanda Lorenz season, and my goal is to get on base at least once every single game.
Although a College World Series is the ultimate goal for the Rebels this season, Coach Traxel says the team is trying to focus on one game at a time.
We're just playing the game and trying to beat the game and staying within our self-control and the things that we can and challenging the level of execution. And so the results they'll take care of themselves, and I think they'll be a byproduct of how well we actually do play together.
The Rebels start their season this Friday, February 10th, against North Carolina in the Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. Reporting from Oxford, this is Aiden Gallardo, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
The Rebels will be facing off against 10 teams during their 11-day stay in Mexico. 5 of those teams played in the NCAA tournament, and the games will all be streamed on flowsoftball.com. Over on the hardwood, the Rebels defeated the Georgia Bulldogs with a 78-74 win in Athens last night. In the last matchup between these two teams, Ole Miss dropped a 4-point game to the Dogs in a back-and-forth contest. Last night's win improves the Rebs' conference record to 2-9. The men look to keep the momentum going when they play South Carolina in the Pavilion on Saturday at noon. Well, spring is coming soon, and that means baseball is too. The defending College World Series champions look to open their 2023 season at home against Delaware next weekend. But before the regular season begins, Ole Miss baseball is giving their fans a chance to see the Rebels in action this Friday with an open practice at 1 p.m. And the Swayze Crazies are taking full advantage of getting a sneak peek of the highly anticipated 2023 Rebs. Reporter Ryan Vandenbroek has more on this now.
Fitted with food, drinks, and entertainment, crowds of eager students wait in high hopes for another great baseball season. Some students starting as early as Monday morning.
So I got here at about 6 o'clock last night. We have guys that spent the night here. We'll have guys spend the night for the next couple nights. I was here for about 7 hours last night. I'll be here all night tonight, all day tomorrow.
Campers here compete for the closest spots to the stadium in hopes to be one of the first people in line to enter and buy tickets.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm ready to see it, but I ain't gonna get to see it because I gotta work. Well, actually, I do get to see it. I do get to work Friday. Yay! I get to see the ball game for the first time.
Charged with maintaining the large crowd, Ole Miss security guard Richard Murray says it's been eventful.
I am doing security for this right here. Woo! I tell you what, it's a handful.
Just today, officials have started allowing people to set up their tents inside the stadium, one group at a time. Student Noah Carter was one of the first groups allowed entry.
So we are here, we're camping out on Friday at 1 o'clock. They open the gates, everyone runs to get good seating for the right field lounge for baseball season.
Officials are now allowing students onto the field with their tents as more and more pour in with their belongings in preparation for the big day, which happens not this Friday, but the next on February 17th.
February 17th. The nationally ranked Ole Miss track and field teams will be taking their talents to the Big Apple this weekend as 2 current and 2 former Rebels are racing at the 115th Millrose Games in New York City. Freshman standout Cade Flatt and senior Tiernan Corkin will toe the line against some of the world's most notable distance runners on February 11th, and they will be joined by 2 of Ole Miss's former stars on the oval, Sentayu Visa and Mario Garcia-Romo. The 2 look to continue their rookie seasons as professionals on the Armory track on Saturday. And on the topic of professional sports, LeBron James became the all-time leading scorer in the NBA, breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 1984 record of 38,387 points. Coming into last night's game against the OKC Thunder, James needed 36 points to take the league's crown as all-time leading scorer, and in record-breaking fashion, he finished with 38. James's historic game sparked the praise of many, including his competitors and the previous record holder himself, who was also in attendance for last night's game. That's all for sports tonight. Be sure to follow us at rebel_watch, for the latest sports updates. Back to you, Valicia.
Thanks, Laurel. Up next, a pantry on campus is giving away more than just food this month.
We'll have more on how you can get involved with that when we come back here on NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I needed for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
The month of February is known for many things: Valentine's Day, Black History Month, and Groundhog Day.
But for a certain organization, February is a month of giving back.
NewsWatch reporter AC Barker has more on how Grove Grocery is giving back to families with babies.
The Grove Grocery Baby Shower is back this year, supporting families of young children in the Oxford community. The organization held its first ever baby supply drive in February of last year.
And February is a great month for something like this because it really is about kind of showing a little love to families at the university by helping to provide baby items, which are so expensive.
This donation drive partners with the Work-Life Resources Program, which focuses on creating balance for students and employees.
We have a lot of families who rely on Grove Grocery. That would include students. We have a lot more student parents than people realize. And it also includes people on our staff and even faculty who are just needing those services.
Now, items such as diapers, baby formula, baby food, baby wipes, and baby shampoo fly off the shelves when Grove Grocery has them in stock. But believe it or not, these items right here are the ones that donors have thought about the least, at least in the past. Now this year's a little bit different. As you can see here, Grove Grocery is fully stocked and ready to donate to those families in need. Want to make a donation? You can drop it off at the Grove Grocery in Kennard Hall, or you can leave it in the mini donation boxes on campus. AC Barker, NewsWatch, Ole Miss.
For more information about donation boxes and ways to donate to Grove Grocery, visit grovegrocery.olemiss.edu.
I always really appreciate when people take the time out of their day to create organizations and do stuff like this.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. It's a great cause.
Right. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you for joining us on NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Verlicia Gavin.
And I'm Kyle Wakefield.
Be sure to keep up with us on social media, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 5.
Thank you, and good night.